All right, just took a second. All right, guys, welcome to the fitness workshop. I just asked everyone to mute themselves. If you can turn on your cameras, that's always appreciated. So I'm not just talking to some gray screens, your iPhones and Caleb, but appreciate everyone being here that is here, and everyone who's watching the recording. Appreciate you guys taking your time to watch this. Right, we're going over how to accomplish your fitness and health goals for 2023. Right, I'm going to be going over 5 slides, 5 key components to reach your fitness and health goals. If that means just increasing your confidence, your energy, your overall health and lifespan, or if it's more of a specific goal like losing a certain amount of body fat, getting to a certain body fat percentage, or building muscle, or building a certain physique, this will be applicable and useful for everyone who watches this. So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and then we'll get right into it. Let me see here. Got a lot of different tabs open. So let's see where we're at here. You guys can see my calendar. I have the tab open. One second. I'm going to add some more people in here. Cool. Got some more iPhones showing up. Actually, before we get started, just so I can make it more useful for everyone who took their time out to attend live, is there any specific questions or goals you guys wanted me to go in particular order before I get into it? If not, we'll go right into it. So I'll be going for a good 20 or 30 minutes going over these slides, and then Alex will do his section, and then we'll answer any questions you guys have. Should take no more than 1 hour. All right. And probably a little bit less unless there's a lot of questions. Cool. I believe everyone's in here who's in here. How to build effective workout programs. All right. That depends on your goal, but we'll go into that, especially in the Q&A section. So make sure you stay till the end. All right. And we'll be able to go over any specific questions. So how to reach your fitness goals for 2023, right? First and foremost, to reach your fitness and health goals, you want to get clear and specific on what your fitness and health goals are, right? Just like any goal, you want to be very clear. You want to be smart. You want to be specific. You want to be measurable. Do you want to live another 5-10 years longer? Do you want to wake up every single day like you have crazy amount of energy? Do you want to take off your clothes and feel super confident and sexy, right? All of these really depend on the person, the unique person, and what they desire and what their goals are. So first step is getting very clear on what type of body you want to have, what type of confidence, what type of energy, what type of health. How do you want to represent fitness and health, right? So getting very clear on your specific fitness and health goals is the first step. All right. Now, one thing I would like to mention when it comes to fitness, right? As you can see, the first step is walking, right? People make fitness much more complicated than it has to be. You don't have to do a power lifting, workout routine, or do HIIT cardio or flips, bench press 300 pounds, whatever it may be to reach your fitness goals. You don't have to set any crazy goals like that. When it comes to losing fat, when it comes to staying lean while building muscle, when it comes to just living longer, when it comes to and just having more health, right? The best exercise you can do, more than lifting weights, more than running, more than anything else, is walking, right? That's what the body is built to do, is walk. So if you go to school, if you work an office job, even someone like me, I sit down a lot, right, throughout my day. So that's why I go on multiple walks a day, even if it's for a quick 5 or 10 minutes, because the more you can walk, right, the overall better health you will have. If you're not walking, you're dying, right? That's something you want to really keep in mind, is if you're not moving, you're dying. So just by increasing your step count to 10,000 steps a day, that's going to increase your health, right? So if you find yourself, if it's cold outside, maybe you should run a treadmill. Maybe you'll just be walking up and down your stairs or walking around the house, but you want to walk 10,000 steps a day. You can track this on MyFitnessPal. You can track this on any step counter app, right? Even on iPhone, as long as you have your iPhone on you, on the health section, it actually counts your steps for you. Now, this is the best form of exercise just to improve your overall health. Now, when it comes to fat loss, just increasing your step count is going to increase your overall calories burned per day. And so it's going to make it easier for you to burn fat, right? So if you want to lose body fat, you want to get abs, or maybe you just want to, not be obese or not be overweight, just by walking a few thousand steps extra a day, you will overall burn a few hundred more calories every single day. That's, could be half a pound. You could lose extra a week, an extra 2 pounds of fat dropped a month, an extra 24 pounds of fat dropped a year just by walking an extra few thousand steps. And that could be as simple as, doing 2 10-minute walks a day, right? And when it comes to staying lean, if you're looking to build muscle, right, the best form of exercise or cardio for building muscle and staying lean is called low pack cardio, right? Which is something like we're walking on an incline treadmill, right? And that's going to allow you to build as much muscle as possible, but while staying lean and still burning those calories. So if it's your goal is health, if your goal is to lose body fat, or if your goal is to build muscle and stay lean, walking is essential to improving your fitness and health and reaching your fitness and health goals. So make that a priority this year. It is something I've been practicing for years now, and it's still something I emphasize on, is going on walks, not only for my fitness and health, but also for my mental health as well. All right. So if you're not currently going on walks, I guarantee start going on walks. You're going to be a lot happier. You're going to have better minds. You're going to be more clear, and it's going to overall improve your fitness and health. All right. Number 2, all right, is drinking water. All right. Something that I do is drink a gallon of water a day, right? Drink a gallon, bare minimum your body weight times and times 0.5, and that's how many ounces of water, right? So let's say you're 200 pounds, right? You need to drink at least 100 ounces of water a day. Just to give us an idea of what that means, is a gallon of water is 64 ounces, right? A gallon of water is 64 ounces. So you need that would be like a gallon and a quarter, or is a gallon 164 ounces? I think half a gallon, 64 ounces. A whole gallon is 128 ounces. All right. Excuse me for that. Right. So a whole gallon is 128 ounces. Right. So if you're 200 pounds, drink half of that in fluid ounces. Right. That's going to be a little bit over half a gallon, probably about 2/3 of a gallon of water. I drink a whole gallon of water. The more water you drink, the clearer your skin's going to be, the more energy you're going to have, the more health you're going to have. You're just going to be feeling a lot better. If you're trying to lose body fat, water keeps you full, right? And a lot of times that you're hungry, it's because you're actually dehydrated, right? So drinking more water is essential to fat loss. It's also essential just to being overall healthy, right? And having more energy. The body is 70% water, so it's important to drink water. The type of water I recommend is spring water. That's the best that I've found so far. I like Arrowhead. There is some better brands, right? But spring water is really what I would go for when it comes to drinking water. All right. Number 3 is working out at least 3 days a week. I don't care if you're 50 years old or 70 years old or 30 years, right? If your goal is to lose fat, if it's to build muscle, if it's just to be healthy, you want to do resistance training at least 3 days a week, right? You don't need to do 6 days a week. You can if you have some really big goals and you want to be the most jacked, ripped guy, strongest guy. Yeah, you train 6 days a week. But if you're just looking to be overall healthy, if you're looking to live longer, if you're looking just to lose fat or be in decent shape or build a decent amount of muscle, weight training, resistance training is essential, right? Not only for if you want to build big muscles or have a great physique, but also if you just want to have strong bones. If you just want to have a good posture and you don't want to have back pain and you don't want to be, when you get older, you don't want to have trouble walking or moving around the house, things like that. That's why it's important to do resistance training, right? And it doesn't have to be going to the gym and lifting weights. You could do this at home, doing body weight training, right? You could do either a push-pull leg split or full body. All right. Full body means you train your entire body all at once. This could be done at the gym or at home, right? You could be doing body weight squats, body weight push-ups, pull-ups, ab exercises, right? Pretty much training every single muscle using body weight exercises, right? Doing this Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. You want to get at least 1 day of rest in between each workout, right? If you're just training 3 days, if you're doing weights, again, it could be full body and squats and bench press and curls and rows. You could be doing everything, right? 3 days a week with a day rest in between, or you pull leg muscles, chest, shoulders, triceps, pulling muscles, back and biceps, or legs, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, your just entire lower body, your calves, all of that. You could be doing that. Obviously, me, I train 5 days a week. Some of my clients train 6 days a week. Some might only train 3 days a week, right? It really depends on the person. But regardless, if you're looking to build muscle, right, and build a great physique, obviously you need to do resistance training ultimately to build a muscle. But if your goal is to lose body fat, resistance training overall will burn more calories than cardio because it raises your metabolism, and you will burn more calories throughout the entire day because you're training your muscles, right? Also, when you're building muscle, it actually helps you lose body fat, right? The more muscle mass you have, the higher metabolism will be. So you will drop body fat easy, right? Than if you were to not train resistance training. A lot of people make mistakes of just doing cardio when they want to lose body fat. And I tell them that's not the way. First, you won't have a great physique if that's your goal, is to look good. You need to have muscle to look good. All right. But also, if your goal is to burn as much calories as possible, to lose as much body fat as possible, you prioritize weight training or resistance, because you will be able to increase muscle mass. The muscle mass you have, the higher your metabolism will be, the more calories you will burn over faster. All right. So regardless if you're, 40 years old or 50 years old or 60 years old, and you just care about living longer and not having back pain and, being around for your grandkids, right? I would still work out at least 3 days a week, training your muscles, right? Because if you don't use it, you're going to lose it. And that's going to really be tough on you as you get older, and especially when it comes to your bone mass and how strong your bones are. The more you do resistance training, the stronger your bones are going to be as well. If you're younger, in your teens, 20s, 30s, right, and you just want to have a great physique, you want to have a lot of muscle mass, you want to look good, right, with your wife or whatever it may be, right? You want to prioritize weight training so you can build a good physique with muscle mass. And then also it's going to increase your metabolism so you can drop as much body fat as possible, right? So regardless if you're looking to build muscle, lose fat, or just have overall health, resistance training, working out is essential. All right. Cardio, number 4. This is basically exercise for the heart, right? So that's essential if you want to just be healthy, to exercise your heart. Regardless if you just want to build muscle, lose fat, or be healthy, you want to exercise your heart, because that's actually what keeps you living, right? So you don't want to train your biceps but neglect your heart, right? So there's a few different ways you can do that. You can do HIIT cardio. You can do like a medium paced cardio, right? And just jog for miles or run for miles, right? Or you can do what I mentioned before, which is like low impact, which is like Stairmaster, incline treadmill, or just going on walks, right? Which is very low impact, but you are burning calories. Your heart rate is slightly elevated. Is kind of the opposite. It's very high intensity. Your heart rate's going to be going through the roof. It's a lot of impact on your muscles, right? Which isn't necessarily the best for building muscle. Now, jogging, it's the same thing. It's about medium impact on your heart, training your heart, medium impact on your muscles and bones, right? So none of these are better or worse. It really just depends on the individual's goals, right? For people looking just to have overall health, I'd recommend all 3. I'd recommend that you do low impact, just walking. I'd recommend that you do a steady pace jog for your heart, And I would also recommend sometimes you get into the 80, 90% heart rate levels, doing some very high intensity cardio. That could be like HIIT workouts, or it could be like playing basketball or playing soccer, or, doing some sort of sport, right? If your goal is fat loss, I'd recommend prioritizing low impact until you, and unless you're looking to get like below 12% body fat, then I'd recommend you throw, a few HIIT workouts in, 3 to 5 days a week, right? If your goal is to build muscle, I would probably only do low impact, and it really depends on the individual's goals. But if your goal is to lose body fat, build muscle, or just overall live a healthy, happy life, you want to be prioritizing cardio. It really just depends on your goals, on how much cardio and which of these three are you going to be doing, right? So that's going to be depending on the individual's goals. Real quickly, if you're looking to build muscle, I'd prioritize low impact, and very rarely do these two as much. If your goal is to lose body fat, I'd be prioritizing these two, right? A low impact and HIIT cardio, right? If your overall is just general health, I'd be doing all three, right? So right now, my personal goal is to lose body fat and build muscle at the same time. So I'm really prioritizing low impact every single day, doing 20 minutes of low impact cardio every day, right? And then I do HIIT cardio, like cardio for about 10 to 15 minutes, 3 days a week, right? Cool. Now, number 5 is recovery. Okay, recovery. I recommend that you get no less than 6 hours of sleep for the people who are, have 5 kids or work 2 jobs or starting a business, or, you're just grinding on your business and you have a whole bunch of employees, regardless of who's watching this. No less than 6 hours of sleep, right? You need to prioritize at least 6 hours of sleep, but preferably, if you're looking to lose as much body fat as possible, build as much muscle mass as possible, or just be as healthy as possible, you want to get 7 to preferably 8 hours of sleep. Obviously, you've been hearing that your entire life. There's truth to it. Cool. Number 2 is stretching, right? So now you're getting a lot of sleep. You're getting a lot of sleep, right? No less than 6 hours, preferably 7 to 8 hours. If you actually get less sleep, it's going to make it harder for you to build muscle, right? It'd be hard for you to lose body fat. So really prioritize getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, right? Next for recovery is stretching, right? I recommend that you stretch twice a day. I stretch for 10 to 15 minutes in the morning and 10 to 15 minutes at night. This is going to allow you to overall recover faster, right? Massage, right? If you can massage yourself with your hands, if you can get a massage from your girlfriend, your wife, you have to pay for one, right? Or if you have a massage gun, all of them are great ways and overall recover faster, right? So now you're going to be stretching once or twice a day, sleeping 8 hours a day. You're massaging yourself or getting, somebody to massage you, or using a massage gun. Now, ice, you can use ice baths, preferably better than ice showers, but icing your knees, icing your ankles, icing your joints, icing your muscles will actually allow you to recover better, right? It isolates the inflammation you will be having from your workouts and just from overall life. Icing helps a lot. And then obviously, I'm sure all of you guys take hot showers. That is a great way to relax and release. Last thing is supplements, right? I know Alex might be going a lot more into this. I'm not sure exactly what to be talking about. Supplements, you're lacking individually, but for everyone in general that's watching this, if you're looking to build muscle or looking to keep as much muscle while dropping body fat, right, I recommend a protein isolate, right? Not necessarily for general health, unless you're really lacking protein, then protein isolate would be good for you as well. But if you're really looking to build a great physique or just maintain as much muscle mass as possible while dropping body fat, taking a protein isolate would be really good also, and then also help you build muscle. Number 2 is fish oil, right? On health, omega-3 is something that you won't get too often unless you take a fish oil supplement or you eat a lot of fatty fish, right? So that's really essential for just overall brain health and hormone health. And then a multivitamin, because be honest, majority of us don't eat enough fruits and vegetables to be getting all the vitamins that our body needs. So taking a multivitamin will at least allow you to cover the basis of all of the vitamins and minerals that your body needs to function, right? So those are the 3 supplements I recommend for all my clients to take, including myself, unless you're specifically lacking in vitamin D, calcium, magnesium, whatever you could be deficient in. So that's my segment as far as like the 5 or 6 components you need to focus on to reach your fitness and health goals for 2023. Quick recap: walk 10,000 steps, drink a gallon of water a day, work out at least 3 days a week, either training or binding, either push-pull cardio, either low impact, hit cardio, or jogging. Recovery, 8 hours of sleep, stretch, massage, ice, and hot showers. And lastly, the supplements I highly recommend that you take is protein isolate, fish oil, and a multivitamin. Cool. Is there any questions regarding what I spoke about today? Any questions, guys, regarding any of that? Nope. 1, 2, 3. Cool. No questions. All right, Alex, you can take it away. Let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah, so I'm just going to add a few things to what you were saying. I'm not going to take too long. Just a few of the different points I was going to go over was your recovery, your nutrition, and your exercise. So starting with the recovery, if I were you, I would just do static stretching post-workout. So that would just be your longer stretches, right? And then you can do your dynamic stretches before your workout, right? So that would just be more pulsing, more mobility, etc. And then you've already covered the sleep part and the massages. And then so just to add on to the exercise portion, for people who are trying to lose more body fat just by doing cardio, like just know that 10 to 30% of your caloric burn within a given day is going to be based off of your exercise, right? So, and that's why, like you were saying, your list cardio or, your low intensity, steady state cardio is going to be responsible for, the majority of your caloric burn. It's like, that's why it's so important to move, throughout the day, right? So like if you're on the phone, maybe you should walk or, go on the bike. Maybe if you're, watching TV or you work from home, like you can get a standing desk and a walking treadmill and maybe just work that way, right? Because like the big thing is if you're sitting down or if you're laying down a lot of the time, that's really just going to mess with your mobility and your hips and everything like that. And then maybe that's why you can start running, and that's going to help you a lot with your hip mobility, etc. Otherwise, you're just going to start getting a lot more lower back pain. And there's exercises you can do for that, but a lot of these are just measures you can take to prevent that, right? And you've definitely covered the resistance training. So, if you're going to build more strength than you're going to lose, or, build more muscle than you tear down, then you're going to at least want to train, every single muscle group at least twice a week, right? So, you guys can take notes on this or don't, but the point is, that way you're hitting every muscle group, so you're not getting like, like deficiencies or imbalances, so if I'm doing more push days than pull, and now I'm starting to get like a lot of inward rotation, right? Like I'm starting to slouch just because I'm not hitting my rear delts, right? So that's probably something you don't want, just because, you're going to get injured and you might not look as great as you want to, right? I definitely liked the mentality part that you added, because just like you covered the other day, it starts out with the mentality. Like, a lot of the clients that we have, like the big thing is they have their goal of where they want to be. But one of the first things we ask them is, why do they want to be there? Why do they want to lose the 30 pounds of fat, or why do they want to build like the however much muscle it is that they want to do. And so usually it kind of traces back to, a lot of pain points, right? So when we're interviewing the clients, we don't create pain, but we uncover the pain, and so it could be a multitude of reasons, right? Like, maybe, one of our clients is a barber or a real estate agent, and, whatever it is, their peers don't respect them, right? Or maybe they get made fun of at work. And objectively, like, one of the big motives, I think, of us helping our clients is that, they can perform better longer while they're at work, right? So if they want to be of more value to their peers in their workplace and in their family and other areas of life, then they should strive to be in that much better shape, right? Because, if I'm cutting hair all day and, I'm crying because my lower back's hurting because all I do is like lay down or just, I don't do anything, then work's going to be a lot harder, and I'm probably going to feel a lot more insecure around my peers, etc. Right? That's why we ask them, how do you feel with where you are currently? Do you feel like an asset? Do you feel valuable to those around you? So really, it's a sacrificial thing because we don't just work out for us, but we work out such that we're more valuable to other people. We can set an example, so on and so forth. So that's just the mentality aspect that I have with it. And another part I wanted to cover, the last ones, was just nutrition and supplementation, right? So I'm going to throw in a few basic things that kind of some beginners can take away, but also a little more advanced, for those who may want to look into taking supplements, which ones they should start with and so on, right? So for the basic, dietary guidelines that I could give or just, tips, right, would be if you're someone who doesn't want to use like MyFitnessPal to track your macros, then this is a tip I took from Jeff Cavalier, right? He's a physical therapist. So he said, if you're at 3 meals a day, don't stack your plate to the ceiling. But what you could do is you could have, divide your plate into thirds. You'll have one starchy carbs, one fibrous carbs, and then the other would be protein, right? And so say you're wanting to lose more weight, then you can just fill that plate up with a little more protein and take away either the starchy or fibrous carbohydrates, right? And I think another big tip would be, most people aren't really getting enough fiber, so you'll want like 20 to 25 grams. You can get that from fruits. So like a pomegranate, right? That's almost half your daily intake for fiber, and you can write this down, or if you're that interested, I can send you, what those numbers are exactly, right? So another way that I would narrow down the kind of food that you take in, there's a guy I watch, he goes by Carnivore MD. So he's a medical doctor, right? And this is what he says. Now, I don't completely eliminate like my vegetables or grains, so I just keep them down to one serving. He eliminates them, but the reason why he does is he says there's something called like plant defense chemicals, right? Because we can't really run away from plants, like because they don't want us to eat them. And he says they want us to eat the more vibrant color of the plant, right? So like the fruit. So he's more of a fruit guy. That's fine. I'll just limit my vegetables down to like one serving, right? Just because, I don't want the plant defense chemicals, right? So I don't know how true that is, but he's a doctor, so I'll take it. And whenever possible, like I choose beef over chicken. And I guess the way he explained it was like the way that chickens are raised, and he says even the beef that's not lean beef is okay because like, we need those essential fats, right? And if not from that, then of course, maybe you're familiar with the more healthier fats, and it wouldn't be those from nuts, like legumes, grains, things like that. I just limit down to one serving. Like if it's almonds, he said if you have too much, there's something called like phytotoxins or something like that in there. So that's why I like to limit those, and that really helps me just narrow it down. So, he's big into dairy. And now real quick for supplements, if you're lifting or, you want to just start taking supplements, supplementation comes down to two things, right? there's two things that it comes down to. It's deficiency or it's convenience. Actually, one more. It's enjoyment, right? So either we're deficient, you ask your doctor, hey, like, you get a test. These are the vitamins I need. Okay. Or another example, I'm deficient in protein. So, I just don't eat enough. It's hard for me to get food down. Maybe I'll buy some protein powder. Like you said, preferably isolate, because now your body doesn't have to sort through as much garbage. Like if you got like a protein concentrate, like whey concentrate, for example, or even plant protein, right? Whey isolate is just better quality than, casein protein or, whey concentrate or soy protein. And so that's why I stick with whey isolate. And another one would be, like you can take a fiber supplement. If you're working out, maybe you can start taking pre-workout or just, drink, I don't know, regular coffee, right? Maybe you can combine it with ephedrine to get a more thermogenic effect, right? Which just means you burn more fat. I don't know how effective that is. And really, because the most effective you'll burn fat is caloric deficit, right? We hear about it all the time. Another supplement, probably the big one I would take, is creatine hydrochloride. I would pick creatine HCl over monohydrate, just because if you're taking monohydrate, it's not as pure as creatine hydrochloride. So creatine HCl, you need less of because it's more pure. Creatine monohydrate, your body has to go through a longer process to process that creatine, right? So that's why I don't stick with the mono, just stick with the HCl. And that's like the main supplement I would take. And if you look at pre-workout ingredients, you see a lot of like, weird names. Usually those are just like amino acids that your body produces, right? Like arginine or L-carnitine, right? You find that in like eggs or something like that, right? They're okay to take. And usually it's just for better performance, right? Like increased fat loss, reduced muscle fatigue, etc. And really you can just go online and find like the proper doses of each of those amino acids. And then you can compare that to the, supplement that you're buying, right? So I actually have a list of ingredients I wrote down, and then the amount that you want for each of those ingredients, if you're that concerned, which, not everyone is. So yeah, those are the big ones. And there's one more thing that I'm forgetting. So,
Enjoyment.
But and
you said enjoyment.
Enjoyment. That's right.
You said enjoyment.
Yeah. So don't enjoy it too much though. Like unless you're like me, right? I used to probably go like for caffeine. This is just for example. The general guideline from the FDA is like 400 milligrams a day, right? Right. Now, last year I'd probably go up to like 1,200 milligrams. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you're in that great of shape, maybe you can handle it. Just because when you have less body fat, right, your heart doesn't have to work as hard to have good blood flow and good blood circulation. So that's also one of my reasons. And so as you can see, right, there's like financial incentive for being in better shape, right? So yeah, you can enjoy it, just don't enjoy it too much, right? The protein bars taste good. Then it's easy for me to hit my, 0.5 grams per pound of lean body mass, right? That's just the measurement for, your DOIC or, daily intake of protein, right? Yeah, I think that's mostly it. I'm forgetting something, but those are the important ones. And, the decision is up to you though, right? Because like you really don't have to do anything. So I took this from Brandon Carter, Deven. He said babies, the difference between you and a baby is a baby must learn how to walk. You can want things. Most people just want things, but you only get things that you must have, right? That you have to have. Those are the things that you get. You don't get things that you want. So I feel like that's a good, way to think, but that's essentially it. Now the decision is everyone's to make. The decision's always going to be there until, they do it or not. So yeah.
Cool. Awesome. We're having some last minute people hop in. So we'll do Q&A. we'll do Q&A now for anybody who has any questions regarding what me or Alex spoke about, or for your specific fitness and health goals. We'll do Q&A for a little bit. Brandon, iPhone, Caleb.
I got a question.
Is there any questions, guys? Yeah.
Yeah, I got a question. I got one.
Yo.
Yeah, so like I'm
What's up?
curious on how you guys built this program, because I mean I'm trying to build my own program, and like you get what I'm saying. So like I'm just trying to learn like how you guys made this program.
Which program?
The fitness one, this workout one right here.
Yeah. So are you talking about the event?
No, I mean no, like so you guys have a fitness program, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like figure out like how you guys like began it, because I'm trying to like make my own as well.
Totally. So as far as a fitness perspective, right? Because most of the time when it comes to online coaching, that's 100% a business question. As far as concerns, based on it's designed for their bodies, right? It's designed for their goals, all that, and that comes from experience for myself. It also comes with multiple certifications in personal training and exercise science, and also just years of research through Google and YouTube, plus those certifications, plus training myself. And then since I've been doing this for 5 years now, I've coached over 400 men. So I know like really what type of workout routines get people results, or the result they're looking for. So it's really just about studying, research, apply on yourself. Obviously, if you want to get guaranteed results and you always want to invest in like mentors, events, programs, so you can learn and get better results that way. So that's what I would say about it.
All right. Hey, I appreciate that though.
Yeah, for sure, man. You can message me if you have any more questions regarding that. But I think that pretty much sums up what you can apply right now.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Yeah. I mean, another thing on that note would be, if your goal is to build muscle, prioritize weight training longer every single week. There's a lot of different studies, but I would say bare minimum train each muscle once a week, right? And as long as you're getting stronger every single week, and you're slowing down the range of motion, so time under tension, and you're getting stronger every single week, either more reps with the same amount of weight or more weight overall per exercise, training each muscle group at least once a week, prioritizing compound lifts such as bench, squat, deadlift, overhead press. You can do any variation: barbell rows, dumbbell shoulder press, barbell shoulder press, bench press, incline bench press. As long as you're prioritizing the compound lifts and you're prioritizing progressive overload, getting stronger each week, ultimately that will build muscle. It's also great for fat loss as well. The difference between building muscle and fat loss would be the cardio aspect and mainly the nutrition aspect, as far as like how many calories you're intaking. That'd be the biggest difference there. But really depending on the person's goal, everything's customized from there. But that's like the foundation. Cool, guys. Is there any questions? Any questions? All right, for sure, guys. Well, appreciate everyone who showed up live, and everyone who's going to be watching the recording. Appreciate you guys. If you guys are ever interested in working with me as your coach, or Alex is on the team as well, for Team DC and DC Fitness, DC Health and Fitness, you can actually message us, and we I'll probably give you some sort of discount for showing up live. If you guys showed up live, we'll give you some sort of discount if you are interested in an actual custom training routine, custom nutrition, custom training app, daily accountability, coaching calls, and all of that. You guys can message us if you're interested in coaching. Other than that, I hope you guys apply everything that we talked about today to overall reach your fitness and health goals for 2023, build muscle, lose fat, and overall improve your health and well-being. And we'll see you guys soon. Just message us if you have any more questions. All right, guys. Appreciate you. See you guys soon. Bye. Let's go.